Alright, as you can see, I made the addition of an introduction to my videos. So every time I upload a video to the channel, I'll be using that introduction. Not necessarily the same song, but I will have music in it. I'll probably change it up every other or every couple of videos. So I thought that was a cool addition to the videos. The title is Indoctrination, not education, as you probably saw. The reason being is because I see education as a euphemism for indoctrination. It's not really education. Schools make you, they're forcing you not to think. Like, they're not making you, they don't want you to think. They want you to follow what they have to say and agree with it. And sadly, if you don't agree with it and you express your opinion otherwise, you could, there's been situations with me where, I totally don't agree with something and I'll, write about it. I guess we have a lot of analytical essays on books. There's a lot of ethical and moral issues in them that we're supposed to discuss. We have Columbine, I don't know, countless, genocides, Rwandan, the new Darfur genocide thing, Holocaust. There's all kinds of moral and ethical issues that we have to discuss in analytical essays, and they want us to do it a certain way, but, if you have a different view, I think you should express it. So, I've been marked off before, and I definitely complain about being marked off for that, because it's a violation of the First Amendment. So anyways, but other than that, the educational system is totally corrupt. It's really fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Let me think. You don't even have to be smart to get through it. Like, I look around in my school. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but I'm a smart. I see myself as an intelligent being. I question everything. I'm a very, I guess, critical thinker. Teachers tell me that, they like my analytical writings. Uh, you know, uh, but if you look around, like my peers, who, I guess peer is like a word for I guess kind of equal, but they're really not. I mean, the thing is that in the educational system today, you don't have to know anything about anything, but as long as you memorize something, you're okay. You just have to agree with it. The whole point of education now, our school system is just made to weed people out. And it's sick. It's fucking sick. It's disgusting. You literally make people fail so that you can say, we don't want that person working high up in our society. They don't agree with us. What I'm talking about is they're not, why don't you, instead of testing a student, why don't you tell him the answers? And then if he gets something wrong, instead of correcting it and making sure he knows that answer, you just give him a bad grade, and now that lowers his chances of getting a good education at a good university and, him doing something with his life. Instead, you're going to take this 15-year-old freshman or something, when I was in freshman year, basically, I guess, for me to go backwards, freshman and sophomore year, all of my life in school, I've been, teachers have always been talking to my parents and saying, he slacks off, he doesn't show any motivation. And you know why? I didn't have motivation. I didn't know what to do with my life, But, that's the crazy thing. I would get, A's, on tests, and then when it comes to, homework, I didn't see a point in doing it. Telling someone to do their homework is like grading someone on studying for a test. It doesn't help you. You know what homework is? Homework grades are to make sure that the student is obedient. That's all homework is about. When a teacher assigns a student homework, they're checking his obedience. Why? Because, that's what they want. That's when you get out of education and you start to get a job. If you have a good education, that means you got good grades, and if you got good grades, that means you obeyed whatever the fuck they told you. It's like, they give you a homework assignment. They don't check if you're right or not. So obviously the grade isn't on, your intelligence. It never is. Your only intelligence grades are maybe your final exams, and that's it. That's what you retained. That's the knowledge you retained during the whole year. And it's only worth 20%. So let me get this straight. You're going to not grade the right answers on the homework and just make sure we did it. Okay, that's how the homework works if you don't know. At least in my school and at any other school that I've even, heard of, I've talked to people at other schools. This is what happens. You come back to class and the person says, homework check. If you have the answers written down, blah, 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 doesn't check if you're right. But if you've attempted the homework, then you obeyed, didn't you? That's why you get the fucking grade. And that's a really bad thing. Because now, when you take the test, it's worth half. So now, they're balancing out your test and your homework, which is, where does that even come from? You ask a teacher, why would you assign homework? I've actually had some teachers who didn't assign homework. They didn't believe in homework, and I got, perfect A's in that class. You know why? Because I was smart, and I paid attention, and I retained the knowledge, and I got the A's on the test, not on the homework. Now, if you just, kind of get like C's and D's on the test, but if you get 100 on the homework because you obeyed, you'll probably end up getting a B or a C in the class, especially if you really memorize everything, and then on like the final exam, all you have to do is work back, but you don't retain the knowledge like through your lifetime. That's the difference. I mean, you're just obeying, and that's what they want to see. So now, I basically screwed up like the first 2 years of high school, and I regret it because I didn't have any motivation. I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. Now, I want to be a college professor for philosophy, if any of you are wondering or care. That's what I want to do. But, because of this, I've been getting A's on my tests, but my GPA isn't the highest because I've been doing horribly with, homework assignments. Like, I do homework. I don't just pass off all homework, but there are definitely missing assignments, and it's holding me back. And, some homework shouldn't even be graded, especially if some teachers weight grade. The teachers can weight their grades how they want. That's the problem. So you could have a teacher who maybe assigns no homework, and then once she gives a homework assignment, and you don't do it, and it's one assignment, that's like 50% of your grade knocked off, depending on how she weights it. So, or he or she weights it. I'm speaking about a specific teacher, that's why I said she. So, it's bullshit. I mean, if you want, this is, my idea, school should be about teaching your students the right answers and not seeing if they can get it on their own. Because when you leave someone to try something on their own, it's not going to turn out, it's not fair. I mean, it's like, I see people all the time. They just, if they want, they didn't do the homework last night, so they get it from a friend, and now they have an A in the class, because they share their homework assignments, in the lunchroom before class. So now they're cheating their way, and they're getting a good education because of it, because they get to go to a nice university, where people who maybe are, who are a lot smarter won't get the chance because of that.